Hello students, today we will discuss the structure of a flower. It's for standard 9 students. Here it is written, standard 9, the chapter flower. First let us discuss about the definition of it. Here it is, definition. A flower is a modified shoot where leaves are modified to floral parts and the structure performs sexual reproduction in case of flowering plants, the modern plants. When we talk about the flower and its parts, there are two groups of structures which is constitute the total reproductive part. The flower is divided into two aspects, accessory parts and main parts or bulbs. What are the accessory parts? These accessory parts are actually not the part of the main flower. It is associated with the flower. There are a number of them like bracts and bracteoles, pedicel it's not leaf, flower stalk, thalamus or receptacle, and nectaries. These are accessory parts, not the main part of the flower. Bracts are actually what? Bracts are small leaf-like structures, not leaves, green in color, from the base of which the flower arises. Sometimes it is quite big in size, sometimes it is small. When it is big, it is called bract. When it is little small, called bracteole. In sometimes, these bracts are colorful. Example, bougainvillea. Then the bracts are called petaloid bracts. Petaloid bracts means petal-like bracts. The petal-like bracts means they perform the work of petals, attracting pollinating agents. Second thing, pedicel. The technical term is pedicel or the flower stalk. If this is the flower and this is the stalk, that is pedicel, which is holding the flower on its stalk. Thalamus or receptacle, mainly we call it thalamus. This is the thalamus, a small knob-like structure at the tip of the pedicel, which holding the flower on it. The flower is resting on it. That is what thalamus. Sometimes this thalamus becomes cup-like and then it is called receptacle. So this is also another accessory. And fourth one is nectaries. Nectaries means some kinds of glands present in the flower. Mainly they are present at the base of the ovary or anthers or base of the petals, which contains sweet, sugary substance that is called nectar, which is food for the insects. And these are called nectaries. This also helps the flower to attract pollinating agents. So these are the accessory parts. Next we go on to the main parts or holes. Now there is a question, why they are called holes? They are called holes because the members of each, there are 4 members, calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. Each group, it's a group, this also, all of them are group. Each group contains number of members. The members are arranged in concentric rings. Concentric rings. Therefore, they are together known as holes. Sometimes this question is asked. Calyx first. The lowermost part of the flower, just above the thalamus, the calyx is present. This calyx is a group of structure. Each member is separately called sepals. Generally they are green in color or light green in color. Sometimes they may be colorful, then they are called petaloid calyx. Example, gulmohur. Okay, gulmohur case, the work is different and the other type, sepals, will do the work different. That we will discuss later. This part, what is the function of it? The calyx usually protect the inner part at the bud stage, and since they are green in color, they perform also photosynthesis. In case of petaloid calyx, they also attract pollinating agents. So they help in pollination. If the members of them, these sepals, are united, then the term is called gamosepalous condition. There are some flowers where sepals are united. Example, China rose or hibiscus. If the sepals are free from each other, then the term is polysepalous. And example is mustard. Okay. So these are the variations in case of calyx. Next we come on to corolla. Corolla is actually a group of members. Each member is called petal. And the number of petals may be 5, maybe 6, maybe 8. And they are the most colorful part of nature, colorful part of the flower. All kinds of colors are available in flowers of different species. Each member, petals, if they are united, they are called gamopetalous, united petals. Example, petunia, which is making a kind of a bell shape. If the petals are free from each other, they are called polypetalous, free from each other. Example, China rose. What this corolla is doing? Corolla is mainly attracting pollinating agents. Their purpose is to attract pollinating agents. The third structure, the inner part of it, calyx is the basal part, next the corolla, next the inner part of corolla, there is the structure called ambrosia. It is the male structure of the flower. Each member is called stamen. And one stamen contains two parts, one anther, one filament. Look at that, one stamen, typical stamen is drawn here. The anther is this is the connective, and this is the filament, anther, filament. What anther is doing? Anther is producing pollen grains, and these pollen grains are male gametes. They directly take part in the reproduction. And what the filament is doing? Filament is holding the anther at its top. Gynoecium or pistil, the next one. This gynoecium is maybe made up of one or maybe made up of more than one. Each member is called carpel. Now carpels in nature, there are much variation in gynoecium or pistil. If the flower is having one carpel, only one carpel, example pea, only one carpel in the whole gynoecium, then it is called monocarpellary ovary, monocarpellary flower. But if it is more than one, suppose if it is two, then it is bicarpellary. If it is three, then tricarpellary and so on, and together we name it as polycarpellary ovary, polycarpellary flower. There may be many. In case of this, we have having two variations. If the carpels are free from each other, then they are called apocarpous pistil. What they are called? Apocarpous pistil. Example, lotus, rose, etc. And if the carpels are united together, fused together, then it is called syncarpous pistil. C-A-R. Syncarpous pistil. Example, China rose. In case of China rose, the carpels are united. Now what the ovary is doing? Ovary is producing ovules, and these ovules contain the female gamete. Now what is the part that has been looked at? One carpel has got one stigma. There are three parts. 1, 2, 3. Stigma, style, ovary. This is stigma. This stigma is a sole and knob-like part, maybe wavy or bifurcated. This is actually holding the pollen grain during pollination. This is the style which is communicating with the ovary and stigma. Pollen grains dropping over there, passing through this style, going to the ovary, and ovule. This is the structure called ovary, inside of which contain ovule. This ovule is actually the female gamete. When the pollen grain drops over there, the pollen grain germinates and come up to this, and then fertilization takes place. So these are the parts present in that. Containing these things, we have 2-3 more terminologies. Number one, if the parts of the flower are directly involved in the process of reproduction. These two are like that. Then they are called essential wholes. Those who are directly involved in the process of reproduction. And if the parts are not directly involved but they are helping the process, they are called non-essential wholes. These are called non-essential wholes. A number of other variations are also there. Sometimes it is found that some flowers, one or more than one part is missing. Then in that case, we will call it incomplete flower. Incomplete flower, if one or more parts is missing. And the other one is, if all the four parts or four wholes are present in a flower, they are called complete flower. Complete flower. Incomplete flower example, papaya, complete flower, China rose, like this. Sexuality of flower is also there. If the flowers are having only androecium and no gynoecium, then it is called staminate flower. And if the flower is only having gynoecium and no androecium, then it is called pistillate flower. So two more terminologies come there: staminate flower and pistillate flower. In both the cases, they are called unisexual flowers. Staminate present, only stamen present, and pistillate flowers are only pistil present. These are called unisexual flowers. Okay, students, let us keep up to this. Next day, I will tell you some more about variations of these structures of flower.